Namaskar and respectful salutations to all. Greetings in the name of our Holy One, our dear Sri Satsangh Baba. Greetings to our special guests who have graced us all the way from India, our own Sri Ved Narayana, and we consider as our own Lata Krishnanan. Our brother Vijay Sagram Singh, who is already known in these parts, who currently holds the position of advisor for Zone 1, will do the honors of introducing our chief guests. Namaskar.
Om Sri Sai Ram. I just want to say, walking in here this evening, accompanying Sri Vednarayan, the amount of love that was shown by you devotees, it really filled our heart immensely. And this is truly an indication of your love for Bhagwan. It's an honor to be here this evening, and I'm certain that the message that will be delivered will be well received, and it's all Swami's grace. So what we're going to do now, we're going to just have a pre-devotional song. We start with a Ganesh Vandana, and then we'll have 2 devotional songs and commence with the evening's proceeding.
Namaste.
पूजिता गणनाथा आनंददायक गणनाथा प्रथम वंदना प्रणवाकारा विघ्नेश्वरा विघ्नेश्वरा महागणपति नमोस्तुते।
महादेवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा महादेवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा महादेवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा महादेवा महेश्वरा साई नटनागरा दुख भंजना साई नारायणा नटनागरा दुख भंजना साई नारायणा करुणा करा अखिलेश्वरा साई नारायणा अखिलेश्वरा साई नारायणा अल्लाह तुम महावीर यीशु साई नारायणा महावीर यीशु साई नारायणा हृदयेश्वरा परतेश्वरा साई नारायणा हृदयेश्वरा परतेश्वरा साई नारायणा महादेवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा महादेवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा
Sairam, everybody. I'm sure, the beautiful voice you've just heard is a relative of Sri Vednarayan. Her name is Lata Krishnan, and she kindly and so wonderfully gave, us this opportunity. When I asked her, I said, we met in Canada for one of these same years that we're having, and I heard her sing. And I asked, I said, would you be kind enough to come with us to Trinidad? And she so willingly and lovingly accepted the invitation. She's a playback singer. So I don't want to introduce her, because if you hear her resume, you'd be surprised to know the kind of individuals who she has accompanied and sung with, people like A.R. Rahman to start with, and all of these folks. But for her, there's a program on Saturday, and tomorrow, officially, when we start the yajna, you'll get full introduction. So I'm leaving that for you all to come, be part of this yajna, and you'll hear more of her singing. And thank you so much, Tataji and Sudeshji. So my function this evening is to simply introduce our speaker for this evening, which is Sri Vednarayan. Of course, he needs no introduction. And it's such a difficult task to introduce someone like Vednarayan. But I'm going to introduce him, not scripted, off the cuff, right? Because if I have to do scripted, it's a very long resume. And for the formal introductions, which, again, is going to be given at the yajna, and I'm hoping to see all of you, and that will be given tomorrow in a formal way. But let me do this because of my interactions with him over a few decades. So Sri Vednarayan came into Bhagwan's fold in the mid-70s, and he's still with Swami. So we could say safely this is over 4 decades. An individual was called by the Lord of the universe. He came into the portals of Prashanti Nilayam, and so he started his spiritual journey with Bhagwan. Now, Vednarayan completed his BSc. He did 2 masters, one in Sanskrit and also one in philosophy. He's a gold medalist. And I'm just truncating this whole thing, so I'm just telling you basically what he has achieved in the divine presence of Bhagwan. He's had many interactions. Today we found out that he was part of 48 Navaratra Dasara celebrations or Yajna in Prashanti. 48, imagine, one human being in a lifetime got the opportunity to take part in 48 Yajnas in Prashanti Nilayam, or 4 places. So this is the individual I'm talking about. But there's a part of this introduction that's going to go a little bit, in a different direction. Now, Vednarayan, apart from having received all the accolades from many people, traveling the world over, in his own words, he said the greatest thing that he feels that he has accomplished in his life is to, with humility, love and devotion, to recite Vedam in the divine presence. He said it. So, just think about this. Now, because of my limited knowledge of scripture, starting from Krishna Dvaipanya, Sri Vedvyas, Sandipani, Sri Vashishta, the host of, and this is what I have been read and saw, this host of great, great, great masters and teachers. And coming into modern times, we had people like Kamo Udani, who Vednarayan had the privilege to study with for some time, and also Nanjundaya, that scholar who did the last Atirudram Yagya. All these great souls and the many scholars of India that are now and was and have been, Vednarayan is the individual that got the greatest honor to sing continuously, to recite Vedam in the divine presence of the Sarvadevata Atita Swarupa Kalyug Chakravarti, the God of all gods and the Emperor of the Kali age. This is, so when we think of him, we see this is a person of optimum humility. And when I say optimum humility, Swami taught me what it is to be humble by Vednarayan. There was one year we went on a little vacation to Alaska, my son, Vednarayan, and myself. We went into a grocery store just to get a few little groceries. And before I could grab the grocery bags, he held all of them. And we walk into the parking lot, and I'm begging him, Vednarayan, please don't do this. My hands are free, my son's hands are free. Look, can we hold this little grocery bags? No, what's wrong with that? Come on, let's go. And I am walking with my hands swinging, empty, going to this parking lot, and he has both his hands filled with the groceries. And I'm saying to myself, Bhagwan, I know you're seeing this. Forgive me, please. Forgive me, please. But my head is like a pendulum, looking left and right to see if there's a devotee somewhere is going to say, look at this useless fellow. Walking with his hands swinging, and this devotee, this Vednarayan from Prashanti is carrying this thing. And it was no issue for him. No issue whatsoever. He just did it ordinarily. I had the opportunity to ask Vednarayan once talking. I said, Vednarayan, you're so blessed. You're so fortunate. You were given this wonderful chance to recite Vedam in Swami's presence. And he stopped me right there. He said, Vijay, Swami like that could create 100 Vednarayan. So, devotees, in my opinion, and this is no idle boast, right? When you are grounded, when you know your place, when you know who God is, and you know that you are the humblest of servants working in His divine mission, that is an example of the highest degree. I've always said, when we want to look for a model student of Bhagwan, I look towards him. This is my opinion. I've seen it for decades. I've seen one student steadfast, steady, the way he carries about himself in public is always the same. The same Vednarayan I know. Well, I have to admit, you have mellowed so much over time. And I always say this, and I said this today, Bhagwan always said, he said, a person who is a true devotee is equipoised. Is not affected by this or that. And I've seen it over the years, the calm that he has, which comes from immense love, adoration to the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan. So with these very short words, which cannot describe the eminence of this individual, I call upon him to address us this evening. Sai Ram.
ॐ नमः सदसे नमः सदसस्पतये नमः सखीनां पुरोगानां चक्षुषे नमो दिवे नमः पृथिव्यै मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्खुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दसायिनम्। My most humble and prayerful salutations at the divine lotus feet of my mother Sai. Most respected elders and dear sisters and brothers, Sai Ram to each and every one of you. I stand here today with the supreme grace and blessings of Bhagavan once again upon this humble soul. Today early in the morning, when my flight was landing in Port of Spain, I was awakened with the announcement of the pilot that we are going to land soon. And slowly I looked outside the window, and a beautiful sight awaited me. The darkness was slowly ebbing away from the land of Trinidad. And the beautiful golden rays of sun was slowly shining up, coming outside the clouds. Bhagavan has given me the first message before landing on this land that the darkness of this land is going to vanish soon, and the golden rays of Bhagavan is going to be showered upon each and every one of you. How blessed each one of you are to become part and parcel of Bhagavan's mission. There are so many other spiritual organizations all over the world. But to become part and parcel of this, to become each one of you a messenger of Bhagavan. I have been told that Brother Krishna and his wife has been running this particular center for last 40 years. For last 40 years you have bridged a bridge between Bhagavan and his devotees. That is what you have done, sir. Wonderful indeed. It is so wonderful. And in the introduction, Brother Vijay was saying so many things which I was wondering whether is it about really me what he was talking about. He was talking about a simple instance where I was carrying some grocery bags. You know, when he was telling that, I was reminded of something, what we did. Swami had been calling us for work upstairs to clean his rooms. Just now the Dasara got over. Those days, very often before each and every Dasara, Swami used to select few boys to clean up, a yearly cleaning up, not that daily it is not cleaned up, yearly cleaning up for the things what Bhagavan wants to give away to his devotees. It can be clothes, it can be pen sets, it can be gifts sent by the devotees. He just wanted to give it away. So he used to call few of us. And whenever we used to go upstairs, Bhagavan used to make sure that mother is always a mother. So he used to make sure that we all eat well. So Bhagavan used to arrange the afternoon tiffin in his own room upstairs. So I still remember once what had happened when we went for work, nothing was there that day. So he went and searched, and from his room he got a handful of almond sugar-coated sweets. I hope you understand what it is, more like egg-shaped. He says, nothing is here, only this thing is there. Come on, each one of you. Just imagine a handful of sweets he wants to give it us. So we just dusted our hands and we showed our... No. Swami said, you all have to go and wash your hands. You don't have to take the trouble. You know what he did? He made us open each one of our mouth, and so lovingly and gently he fed us. That is Mother Sai. That is Mother Sai. That is the love of Sai. One evening like that, when he was telling the same thing, I was reminded of that. We have all seated, and Bhagavan has served each one of us plate full of whatnot, biscuits, sweets, and so many very good varieties. And Bhagavan suddenly looked and found out that we didn't have water to drink. Swami said, oh, you don't have water, I will bring, he said. Then he had gone inside, and he himself was carrying a jug, a silver jug full of water, and he was coming. And all of us were happily sitting and eating. Swami came and stood there, watched each one of us. Then came the revelation. He said, you fellows, you make me work, and you don't even have the courtesy to come and collect the jug from my hand. And I am waiting here. At that time, we realized that what is that we are doing? Then Bhagavan himself is there to carry all the burden of his devotees. Who are we, Vijay, to carry a handful of bags of groceries? That is what Bhagavan has taught us. Nothing is low. And this is the same Lord who carried even the slippers of Draupadi during the wartime. Probably you all know the story when Bhishma has taken. One day, Duryodhana literally abused Bhishma. Come on, man. You old man, you only eat my rice, but all your mind is towards the Pandavas. Somehow you wanted the Pandavas to win. You are not fighting. And he accuses him. And Bhishma could not take it anymore. And he takes an oath saying that, come what may, I am going to finish Pandavas tomorrow. And once Bhishma take an oath, well, that's it. So in that mood of anger, Bhishma takes an oath that tomorrow I will see to it that I will clear all the Pandavas. So the news when once Bhishma take an oath, that's it's going to happen. So Draupadi, he goes and cries with Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, what am I supposed to do? He says, don't worry. Of course, Lord will always find a way out of all the challenging situations. He said, Draupadi, you come along with me and do as I say. She said, yes, Lord. So, those days, it is not like the war which goes on. Once you become an enemy, you are an enemy throughout. No. Those days, they are dharma yuddhas. Dharma yuddhas means morning, sunrise, the war will start. The moment the sun set, the war will stop. And there is no kind of enmity. Once the sun set, everybody become friends. Or they will take their horses to the same river where the enemy also will be showering their horses. All these things were common. You can even visit the enemy tent. All these things are common those days, not like these days. So, Bhishma, after taking the oath, he started wondering, what is that I have done? In my fit of anger, I said something. I took a drastic decision saying that I am going to kill the Pandavas. Now I have to do it no other way. So he was worried about the thought, and he was pacing up and down in the tent, thinking in his army tent. He was all alone thinking that what is that I have done. So he was putting his head down and he was walking up and down. There was only one lamp which is lit, and from outside the tent you can make out that Bhishma is walking up and down. So here was Lord Krishna taking Draupadi quietly to her and says, shh, don't make noise. First thing Lord Krishna asked her is, just remove your slippers. See, those days, see, after all, Draupadi, she is a princess, and they used to wear all, maybe you people know better, high-heeled shoes which makes a lot of noise. So that makes the noise, quite a lot of noise. So he says, you remove the slippers and keep it down here. And he whispered her something into her ears that what she should do. So when Bhishma Pitamaha was walking from backside to the front, she entered the tent from backside. She went from back and suddenly fell at his feet, saying that, Lord, please protect me. She has put her sari on her head, and suddenly she went and bowed. Naturally, any lady who comes and bows to you, first your reaction is what? You have to bless her. And those days, it is natural that if you are a Jain, they will say, Dirgha Ayushman Bhava. The moment it is a lady, he will say, Dirgha Sumangali Bhava. And inadvertently, knowing that it is a lady, Bhishma blesses Dirgha Sumangali Bhava. Means what? Let your mangalyam, that is during the marriage, the auspicious thread which is tied by the husband, may it live long, means what? Let your husband live long. So Draupadi slowly got up and said, Lord, in fact, I have come only for that. Because he has taken an oath that tomorrow I am going to kill all the Pandavas. And here was Draupadi now, he is blessing her, Dirgha Sumangali Bhava. Then only he realized that he has blessed Draupadi like this. Oh, Draupadi, you came here? Yes, Lord. In fact, I have come with that only prayer that you should save my husbands. Oh my God. Now he has contradiction now. He has taken an oath that he is going to kill the Pandavas. The next thing is that he has blessed them, saying that Dirgha Sumangali Bhava, what am I supposed to do? Somebody has planned this trick. I know that it is not your idea. Suddenly, Lord Krishna enters there, having his uttariya, the upper cloth, and he has rolled something in his hand, and he slowly enters. Immediately, Bhishma says, Lord, I know that it is only you can plan all these things. Lord, please tell me, what am I supposed to do now? I have taken an oath like this, I am going to kill the Pandavas. And second thing is that I have blessed Draupadi like this, what am I supposed to do? Then the Lord says, whatever word you give it to a lady, that must be honored. That must be honored. So there is no question of breaking of dharma here. Okay, so that was solved. But Lord, you are carrying something, you have brought something for me. He says, no, nothing. These are the slippers of Draupadi. Because it makes noise, I carried it for her. Can you imagine the Lord of the universe carrying the slippers of Draupadi? That is what Bhagavan is. He will go to any extent to make sure that his devotees are protected. See, we are also blessed to have such a Lord in our midst. Bhagavan always says unity, purity, and divinity. Excuse me. It's cold, natural. Swami always talks about unity, purity, and divinity. So, first and foremost thing is unity. What do you understand by unity? It is just coming together and say, hello, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Is that unity? It is not that. Unity is much more than. Unity of what? Swami says, Trikarana Shuddhi. What are Trikarana Shuddhi? Three Karanas. What are the three Karanas we have? Three instruments what we have. Swami, another place says, Manasyekam, Vajasyekam, Karmanyevam Mahatmanam. Manasanyat, Vajasanyat, Karmanyanyat Duratmanam. What does it mean? Whatever you think, you speak. Whatever you speak, you do it in action. It is not that I should hear, we should all love everybody and I have some reservation. Not becoming a hero on the stage and zero in practical life. No, not that. Have you ever seen Bhagavan always practiced first? He always through his practice he showed to the world how to love selflessly. That is what Bhagavan taught each one of us. Whenever he looked at you, he called you Prema Swarupalara. You are the embodiment of love. That is what Bhagavan called each one of you. Bhagavan literally practiced in his life what he preached. Like that. And he showed us, my life is my message. Mean what? Through my life, I have taught you what you need to be done. Now it is time for each and every one of us to practice that in our life. So, Manasyekam, there should be unity. Unity of what? Of our thought, word, and deed. Not that I think something in my mind, I speak totally different thing, and still I practice something else in life. So unity doesn't mean to coming together or to have a same common opinion, no. Unity, Swami, means of our thought, word and deed. When they are united, we will have tremendous strength. We will have tremendous strength in our life. There was one time Swami used to ask me, why don't you speak? I said, Swami, I won't speak. Swami used to ask me, why you don't speak? Because Swami, if I don't practice, I have no right to speak, Swami. If I don't practice in my life, first let me practice, Swami, then I will start preaching. Thank you. So, it is very, very essential that our thought, word and deed should be the same. When these synchronizes, what will happen? Purity automatically comes. The purity will be always, because unless we are pure, it is very, very difficult to synchronize these three. So when we start, we will have a tremendous confidence in our life because Swami is watching us. Whether whatever I am thinking, am I speaking? Whatever I am speaking, what am I doing in life? So always that is possible, do you know, when you connect yourself with Swami. Now how do you connect yourself with Swami? Always, Sada Sarvakaleshu Sarvatra Sai Chintanam. Always think of the Lord at all point of time. All point of time. You may think that how is it possible if we keep on thinking of Swami, what is our daily activities? In fact, that is the same very question I asked Swami once when he told that. Swami said, you all have part-time devotees. We are all part-time devotees. You are not full-time devotees. I said, Swami, what do you mean by that? If I have to think, Swami says, what you do in the morning, you come quickly, you come sit there, you look at your watch, you keep doing your Ashtotaram, thinking that all the time your concentration is on watch. You finish that, you will run for darshan here and there. And till next day, you don't even think of me. Is it not? So, God has to wait for you till the next day. It is not like that. Always making part and parts of your life. Then I asked him, Swami, if I only think of you all the time, how am I supposed to go and teach in the school? How am I supposed to take the classes? Bhagavan said, very simple. Swami says, whatever you do, think that you are doing it for me. A change of thought. Instead of doing that, I am doing this for my sake, my sake, my sake, think that you are doing it for Swami. See, when you are, I am sure that each one of you, you may be doctors, you may be lawyers, you may be businessmen, you all do this. Is it not? Every day you rush to your factory, you go to the court, you go to the hospitals. You are busy with all you being students. Many of you youngsters are here, students. You all go to the college and you have to prepare. So all the time you are busy and you are busy. What for you are busy? So that you will earn some money. Is it not? You are going to earn some money. Without that, if I don't work, I cannot earn. So money is everything, is it not? Dhanameva balam loke. Is it not? Money is everything in life. That is what? Not dharmameva balam loke. That concept has gone nowadays. If dharma is there, everything will be added. We don't have faith in that now. We feel that dhanameva balam loke. Wealth is everything in life. So we keep running for that. Swami says, no harm, you do it. But whatever you do it, think that you do it for me. One change of thought. Simple it is. That everybody can do. Swami, whatever work I am doing it, Swami, I am doing it for your sake. A simple change of thought makes your ordinary work into worship. A single change of thought in your mind that, Swami, I am doing it for your sake. Finish, simple. This is all required. You only have to remember the Lord and it attains a different dimension altogether. You try it out in your life and see how beautiful it becomes. All your problem becomes Swami's problems. All your work, whatever challenges you face, it is all Swami's. So, you slowly, what will become, you get detached from your work. You will have the duty, but you will not have attachment to work. It is, you may be wondering how it is possible. For example, you have been guest to somebody's house in an Indian village. Let us think of that. An Indian, let us say Indian landlord who has put a lot of grains for drying. And he has been sitting all the time guarding so that all the animals and all, it will not come and eat, and he is guarding of all the animals. Such a situation. Suddenly you have gone there as a guest. So he welcomes you, he hosts you, and he says, I'm just going to the market. I'll just go to the market and come. Will you take care of these grains till I come back? You'll say, definitely. You will say, definitely I'll do it. I'm free. I can do that. So he goes to the market and comes back. In the meanwhile, what happens? Any crows or any animal comes, what I'll do? I will chase it away. Why you chase it away? Because it is my duty. I feel it is my duty. Not that the entire grain belongs to me. so that the landlord will be pleased with me and he is going to give me back the entire grain. No. You feel that it is my duty, I have to take care of it. There is no attachment there. So also when you go to the office, you feel that this is all God's thing. I have to take care of it. So I am doing God's work. That's all. No attachment. See, that is what, when you get attached to your work, there comes the problem. Suppose you are, one more, this thing what Bhagavan said, I will tell you an example. Swami says, suppose you are the headmaster of a school. When you are the headmaster of the school, naturally, anything, all these desk, benches, fan, everything, we make sure that everything runs properly. Okay, he says all the teachers come in time, everything. Now, one fine day, suppose he got transferred to another school. Do you think that he will go? He will definitely go. Why? But what about till yesterday you were taking care of all the desk, benches, everything? Yes, he felt that it is his duty, not that he owns that. There's a difference here. He owns that, not with that thought. He always looked after with the thought that what? It is my duty, I should do my duty. That is what Bhagavan says, karmanyeva adhikarahate ma phaleshu kadachana. You have every right, feel that it is your duty, and when you do that, it is life become more easier. But instead of that, when you feel that it is mine and it is mine and it is mine, that is where some loss comes, you are not able to take it. Whenever you are able to put it on the Lord, Lord, it is your property, your everything, you are taking care of everything, then life become very, very smooth. So you should be, from the external way, you should always do your duty, but not the other way around. There are some people who will be internally attached, there will be externally, they will act as if no, they have no attachment at all. There used to be one, I am not able to get there, in our, this thing itself, in North India, there was one person who used to always threaten his wife. You know, one day I am going to take sannyasa and go off. I had enough of this life. So this poor lady used to wonder, why this man is telling, suppose he really takes sannyasa and goes off, what happens? I will be alone. What will happen to my life? So she used to be very, very much worried. So, and what was the complaint? You are not making chapati properly. This is not, the sabji is not tasty properly. This is not right properly. So he used to find fault with whatever she does. You know, I am going to take sannyasa and go. I don't want this life. So she was really scared that something like that happens is what will happen. So the thing is, where is that great sage Tukaram was there? She goes to Tukaram and asks, my husband is saying he is going to take sannyasa and go. So if he comes to you for sannyasa, will you give him sannyasa? He just smiled and said, why should I give him sannyasa? No, he always says that he is going to take sannyasa. But he says, but he doesn't even come for any satsanga. But he says, keep saying sannyasa. Why? What is the matter? He says. No, he says that, no, my food is not good, that is not good, this is not good. He can, oh, that is it. You don't worry. Next time when he tells like that, tell him that you go ahead and do it. Rest I will take care of it. So next time one day he got angry and said, you know, I am going to take sannyasa and go. She got up and said, Lord, why wait till tomorrow? Whatever good things you wanted to do in life, do it immediately, Lord. Don't postpone it hereafter. This is the most auspicious time. At that time, he understood that this trick will not work again. So, instead, you should never be internally attached and externally you will act as if, no, I have no attachment. It should be other way around. It should be other way around. Otherwise, you will always externally, you will act as if you have attachment. Internally, you should be detached, Bhagavan says. What is that? You should say, whatever the wife makes, oh, wonderful it is, wonderful it is. This food is very nice. You praise whatever your dress is very nice. But internally, be detached. That is how you can have a successful life, Bhagavan says. So that is how you should lead the life. So externally you should enjoy everything in the world as if no, but internally you should be more detached. So Bhagavan always says, this can happen only when you have the total surrender to the Lord. And what is surrender? We keep telling that no, surrender, surrender. Swami, I have surrendered everything to you. I remember that there was one particular gentleman, he says, Kya, Swami always talks to him in a day, Kya hai? Swami, मैं सब आपके लिए आपका चरण में सरेंडर किया. क्या सरेंडर किया? स्वामी तन मन सब स्वामी. देखो देखो धन नहीं बोला. Swami immediately says, he only says, what you have surrendered, he asks. Swami, tan, man, you know, my body and mind, everything I have surrendered. Immediately Swami pointed out, see, you didn't even talk about dhan. You didn't talk about your wealth. You only talked about your body and mind. So all our surrenders are like this. Once what had happened was Swami has chosen some of the boys for the Atirudra Mahayajna in Chennai. And every day, the Atirudra Mahayajna was happening in Chennai for the, I think it was January 18th of 2007. So, Swami has called some students. He has taken some of the boys for bhajans, some of the boys to give evening talks before Swami's discourse. So, Swami was casually, before going, after each and every session, in the evening they used to sit together. Swami used to sit in the beautiful Jhula in Sundaram. Now the Sundaram rooms are open, you can go and see. There's a beautiful Jhula for Swami. Swami used to sit there surrounded by boys, and Swami asked, tomorrow, so who is going to speak? They have already decided what topic, everything. So Swami asked, who is going to speak? Then one of the boys raised his hand and, Swami, tomorrow I am going to speak. What are you going to speak? Swami asked. And he said, Swami as my guru. Oh, Swami as your guru. What is the meaning of guru? Swami asked. So Swami has told many times what stands for guru. Guru is made up of two letters, Gu and Ru. Gu stands for Gunatita, means what? One who is beyond all the qualities. Ru stands for Rupa Rahita, one who doesn't have any form. So, Swami, the moment this boy explained like this, Swami said, you said Swami as your guru, and you said Gu stands for Gunatita, one who is beyond all the qualities. But I have qualities, Swami is telling this boy, but I have qualities. Second point you said was Rupa Rahita, one who is without form. I got a form. How can you say Swami as your guru? Practical question. So suddenly this boy was blank. He didn't know how to react to Swami. Then he said, Swami, I don't know all those things. I know Swami as my guru. Then Swami laughed and said, nowadays boys have got lot of doubts. Then Swami asked, whatever doubts you have, you can ask now. So each boy was asking one question to Swami, and Swami was so beautifully, Swami was answering each and every one. And when it reached this boy, this boy asked, Swami, what is surrender? Swami questioned him back, what is your understanding of surrender? He says, Swami, whatever we have, we offer it to the Lord. That is what surrender is. Swami said, God doesn't want any of your things. So Swami replied, God doesn't want any of your things. What are you planning to give everything to God? Then Swami said, in happiness or sorrow, in gain or loss, in profit or loss, in victory or defeat, having a calm mind, that is surrender. Then next question Swami asked him is, do you know driving? Swami asked him, yes Swami, I know driving. How many gears are there in the car? So the boy answered, 4 gears. Swami said, wrong. 4 plus 1 reverse gear also. 5, Swami said. Then Swami said, so, do you have any problem? When you have problem in driving? He said, I did not understand, Swami. Okay. Again Swami, see, look at Swami, how beautifully he explains each and everything. Swami asks, suppose you are driving in the first gear, do you face any difficulty? He said, no. When you are driving the second gear, or in third gear, or fourth gear, do you find any difficulty? He said, no. When do you find the difficulty? When you change the gear. When you change the gear, that is where you find the difficulty. Then for that, what you require to do, there is something called clutch. You have to press the clutch, then you have to change the gear gently. Now, the clutch that is what is Lord. You have to hold on to God. When you are continuous having happiness, there is no problem. Suppose you are continuously undergoing sorrow also, there is absolutely no problem. When you change the gear from happiness to sorrow or sorrow to happiness, there comes the problem. There you have to hold on to the Lord so that your life will be smooth. That is surrender, Swami said. So Swami asked, so what is surrender? In happiness or sorrow, in joy or defeat, or gain or loss, having equanimity of mind. Swami asked, did you understand? Yes, Swami. Wonderful. That day everything got over. So the next day, evening, all the program started. Before the program, this boy, that day also happened to be some of the VVIPs, some of the ministers and all had come. And this boy spoke in front of Swami. Unfortunately, there was some problem with the PA system, sound system. Sometimes it was hearing, sometimes it was not heard. Certain area was heard, certain area they couldn't hear anything. So Swami was telling the people there, because all VIPs are sitting and it's not heard properly, that they program everything and all, the sound system was not proper at all. Of course, this boy really spoke well. Swami blessed everything over. Then Swami came back to Sundaram and Swami took the main organizers to task. You people don't even check whether the sound system is working properly or not. Swami was appeared as if he is upset with the organizers. You people don't take care of things. Simple things also you cannot take care. What great thing you are organizing, Swami was saying. Then Swami looked at the boy and said, you also, you did not speak well at all. Suddenly, so usually what happens, we always, when the speech is over, we always want Swamis to say that Swami will say this was very nice. But here was Swami says, you also didn't speak very well. So naturally the boy was crestfallen. So because of nothing was heard properly, you also did not speak. Then to confirm that, Swami asked one of the elders who was standing by, no, correct, no, he didn't speak well properly. But this elder told, no, Swami, he spoke nicely only. No, he did not speak properly. Then Swami said, you did not speak even one word about the surrender. Suddenly he told, Swami, this is unfair. Because his topic was what? Swami as my guru. And he spoke on that. And now Swami says, you did not even speak one word on surrender. Then when he was about to tell Swami, that was not, suddenly it dawned on him, the practical lesson what Swami taught him, what? In happiness or sorrow, in gain or loss, having equanimity of the mind. Then he understood what Swami was hinting at. Then Swami asked, how is your surrender, sir? Swami practically teaches you what is the right things to do, what is the wrong things to do. So, we have such a Lord, such a Bhagavan that He always take care of us. He is always take care of us. What we require is that firm faith that Bhagavan is there for us. Bhagavan is there for us. It is a simple thing. We don't have to do any other great sadhana. We don't have to do the tapas like in Treta Yuga or Dwapara Yuga, how the sages did. We don't have to do any of those things. What we need is, Bhagavan says, the loving remembrance, the loving remembrance. Whatever happens, Swami, you make it happen. You make it happen. So, a continuous connectivity with Bhagavan, that is what we require it today. What is that? Sir, but you may think that you people enjoyed all these things those days. But people like us, some of us, we have not even seen Swami. How this is relevant today? About this, I'll be speaking on the last day. I really kept it for the last day. How Bhagavan proved that He is very much there, guiding you and guarding you. So, whatever we do, wherever we go, tell Swami. Make it a point to tell Swami. You will never go wrong in your life. He will always guide you what to do and what to do. When we forget, God forgetfulness is the greatest mystery of life. Don't ever forget Swami. Even today, I make sure that whatever I do, I make it a point to go and tell Swami. Swami, this is what I have done. This is what I told. This is what I am doing. This is where I am going. Who came and told me what? Swami, somebody asked me to pray for them. Swami asked every time. So that is how I used to approach him when he was physically there. Sometimes I used to write a letter to him. The problems, depending upon certain things, I used to talk to him directly. If the problems are more complicated, I used to write him in detail. And I used to hand over the letter to him. And mind you, Swami immediately solves. That is the loving Lord who is there with us. Every time, Bhagavan is taking care of you. But are you aware that He is taking care of you? Do you always thank Him? Are you grateful to Him? Suppose you don't have a job, somebody calls you and gives you a job, you are grateful to him throughout his life. Suppose you don't have money, somebody gives you money, you are grateful to him. Suppose you are hungry, somebody buys you food, you are grateful to him. For every moment of our life, every moment of your life is taken care of by him. Do you become thankful to him? Have you ever thanked him? Swami, thank you for this moment. Next moment, I don't know whether I'll be alive or dead. If I am able to successfully come and stand here, Bhagavan, it is because of your grace. I am thankful to you, Lord. The entire spirituality is nothing but being grateful to God. If I wanted to put it in one nutshell, It is always be grateful to God. That is the essence of the entire spirituality, nothing more and nothing more. And we will never be grateful to God as long as there are three letters which we always faces. Three simple letters called E-G-O. This called ego. Swami says, if this ego is there in your life, Swami says, I go. So, though it is three simple letters, I think the problem, whatever you face in life, it is all because of this and this and this alone. I. Everybody should listen to me. My ideas should be taken. My ideas. I should get every human being I have seen, everyone, from the little child to the oldest of man, everyone recognition in society. I want everybody to say, I am so and so. Oh, Mr. Vedanarayan is so fortunate, 40 years, he did that, he did that, he did that, he did that. So I get, like me, nobody is there in this world. Array, next moment your gas is out, man. Who is going to think of you? Nothing. This life is only that much. If this moment, if I can dedicate that to my Lord, my life is sanctified. We are all in a world of illusion and delusion. Why I tell this with confidence? That because Swami made sure that my ego has been crushed and crushed and crushed to that level that even a dust cannot rise up from that. Swami has put me through that entire ground mill. For 7.5 long years, he did not even look at me. He did not even speak to me. For apparent some small reason, somebody wrote something about me, and Swami took action on that. You may think that Swami is God. He knows everything. Why he should do that? It is not the question of that. It was a question of self-cleansing. Anybody in that state, many of the people left Lord and went away. Why? Because Swami has no difference between, you may be the biggest scientific advisor to the government of India, you would have served me, or you may be the smallest of child. Swami doesn't take care. Swami looks only for your spiritual development. For that, he will do anything. I have seen a union minister coming there. He will come and sit in the veranda. Swami will come out of the interview room. He will look like that and go this way. And this man will be watching. Not even an acknowledgement. Swami will go and call a small child and keep talking to him. He will call somebody else for interview and go this way. And this man will be saying, me, I am the minister. I will get the word. You are nothing for God. Because Swami looks for your spiritual development. He doesn't care for your position, power, your money, nothing. Nothing. If you are humble, and Bhagavan will make sure that you really crave for your development of the soul, Swami will be all support. Take one step. I shall take 10 towards you. Take one step. Swami says, that step should be not in some direction, in the right direction. Don't expect me, you have taken the one step and expect me to do the wrong step for you. No, absolutely no. Always take on the right direction, the right step. And Bhagavan is there for you. Shed one tear, I shall wipe 100 from your eyes. What contest Bhagavan said? Oh, my daughter did not get married, Swami, I cried. So Swami will solve. You cry for the Lord. You have cried enough for money, you have cried enough for husband, you have cried enough for family, you have cried for everybody. It is time for you to cry for the Lord. Lord, I want you, Bhagavan. I want you to be in my life. Swami, please guide me. Please guard me, Bhagavan. This is what you crave for Him, and see how beautifully your life unfolds itself. So, every moment when you connect yourself with the Lord, and for that, Bhagavan has given this beautiful global council. He has brought everybody together. I can keep sitting, oh, I don't have to go to Puttaparthi, Swami is present everywhere. If Swami is present everywhere, why you have been going all these years to Puttaparthi? Huh? Do you have the faith that Swami is present everywhere? You don't have. If you don't have the faith, there's no question of separation at all. It is no question of, I would have happily come to this congregation. What prevents me from? Because Swami is present everywhere. Let me go where the satsang is there. So the thing is, Prashanti Nilayam is the place where Bhagavan has given a promise to his mother. Mother asked, "Oh Satya, if you want to go away, I will never come in your life." That you wanted to take sannyasa or whatever it is, you want to leave the family and go. But please, I don't want you to go somewhere in Himalayas or some other country and spread your message, Lord. I want you to be here. Please at least grant this small wish of mine. And to Mother Ishwaramba, Swami promises that, yes, Mother, from the birth where I have taken birth and till my Mahasamadhi, not only that, I will center Prashanti Nilayam, and all the Sai mission will grow all over the world only from Prashanti Nilayam. This is a promise what Bhagavan has given to his mother. And true to his word, he also saw to it that from birth till his the last breath of Bhagavan's physical body, he made sure that it was in Prashanti Nilayam. And being Prashanti Nilayam as the center, all over the globe, even today, when people come there, they enjoy the happiness and peace as Bhagavan was physically there. Even today, I tell you, whatever problem I have, I go and talk to Swami in the Mahasamadhi there. It is no Mahasamadhi at all. It is a talking, living, loving Mahasamadhi it is. Bhagavan is vibrating there. Whoever goes, you ask them there. They say, no, I didn't feel anything. No, whoever comes there, they all feel the same vibration of Bhagavan. And slowly, just to mark you, it is only a question of a few years. It is only 10 years, hardly 10 years is over. Just watch in the future, you can't even if you want to come to Prashanti Nilayam, there will be so many people that you have to stand even in queues to have a darshan of Bhagavan. Bhagavan has already told about all these things. So here is a great chance for you. Not that we can be any spiritual organization, but to work for Lord. Swami has chosen each and every one of you. Without his sankalpa, you cannot be here. Be sure of that. You think that you have planned to come here, no. There are so many people who plan to come, something happens, I had to have a meeting there, I had to go for this and that and what not. Unless Swami has willed, unless Swami has chosen each one of you to be here, you cannot be here. Because this is exclusively for you. To be honest, till here I came and sat, I had not even thought that, Bhagavan, what am I supposed to speak today? It is a truth I am telling in front of Bhagavan. So whatever I have been speaking, what Bhagavan wants to convey to you, that's all I am telling. It is not something like a pre-planned I have come, absolutely no. So, it is Bhagavan, when you have this chance, make the best use of it. And when Bhagavan gives you a chance, he will also give you the strength to that, to experience that. See, every moment I told you, oh, I don't have the ability to do, how can I do such a thing? I'll give you a simple example. It was before also, I think I have told you this. In birthday time, you know Swami's birthday time, what rush? Those who have, anyone who have gone during birthday time to Prashanti Nilayam? Bhagavan was physically there at that time. On the November 23rd day, not an inch of space in the Sai Kulwant Hall. East Prashanti, the entire road is full. East Prashanti, the entire building is full. Wherever you see, on the ladies' side also, people are standing beyond because they could not get a chance to get into the Sai Kulwant Hall. It's packed to capacity. Now, Swami comes, he comes and he gives darshan. He comes close to me and said, "Hey, from Whitefield," he says, Swami, he tells a particular name and says that person has come, go and call him. Now, Whitefield I know, Swami is telling about a person's name whom I have never heard in my life. To find out in this crowd, go and bring him. Swami is waiting for him and Swami is saying, go and bring him. I'm just looking at Swami. Is it, of course, if it is a crowd like this, "Hello, Mr. So-and-so from Whitefield, where are you?" You cannot make an announcement there, you know. It is not totally against Swami's principles there. Swami says, go and bring him. Now, in this crowd, how do you, of course, luckily I know he is a man, so it is ladies' side, I don't have to search. This is the only clue I have. Now, what would have been normal people do? Swami, I don't know who he is. This is what I. But I did not dare tell Swami that answer. Do you know why? If Swami chose me to tell this, he has some purpose. Is it not God of the universe knows that I don't know who that is? He knows very well. Then why he should tell me that? When he has directly told me who that person is, go and get that person, I simply got up as if I know and looking at everybody's face. You know, I just walked around. What in this crowd, where to go and ask? And simply I go near the gate and I ask one person. See, I cannot announce it also to anyone. See, Swami is looking for this person. I quietly told him. That person, he told, here he is. He is sitting there. Can you imagine within not even 1 minute, I went and asked him, "Sir, are you so and so?" He said, "Yes, Swami is calling you, sir." I take him to Swami. Now, what are the probability of finding a person like that, you tell me, in this crowd? So when Swami has given you the responsibility, he will also give you the strength. It is not for me to say, "Swami, I don't know who he is," as if I know everybody in the whole world. When Bhagavan is instructing you with some work, it is for a purpose. Surrender to him. He will help you. But that first step is yours. You take the step. Then he will give you. Otherwise, what prompted him or prompted in me to go and ask such and such a person, and that person has to point out the person who was sitting just under his feet? What made me to go to that particular place? So what we require is, we have such a Lord with us. Life is so simple and the God is so simple. Let us not complicate him. God is so simple. It is we who complicate God. Swami says, love all, just love all. Don't further question on that. Don't use your intellect. The moment you start using your brain, all the problems comes. Just blindly obey Bhagavan. Love all, serve all, don't in no other further question. Not accept few, no. Love means love for all. So, here is a great chance in your life which has come. And Bhagavan has brought all of you here. How lucky each one of you are. Once you lose this chance, it'll never ever going to come back again. Remember that. If I would have told Swami that, Swami, I don't know that who person, Swami will say, okay, you sit down. Swami will tell somebody else. But the chance which I lost, given by God, is gone for good. That chance will never ever come back again. So also each one of you, those who are seated here, this is a chance given by the Lord. If you lose this chance, it will never ever going to come back again. So here is the greatest opportunity of your life. And the most important thing, what we require to do, Swami says, Namasmarana, Namasmarana. Remembering God's name all the time. That is the panacea for everything, each and everything in life, that is the panacea. Nothing else. I have told though many times this, but once again to make you understand the importance, it will be listening for the nth time. Many times told Swami, Swami, I have already repeated the same experience and again. Swami said, for 10 years speaking about the same experience, you got tired. Last 84 years I have been telling love all. I am not tired, Swami said. That is what Bhagavan, he is always an optimist. So you better hear, okay? If you have heard before, think that you have not heard. As a small child, see how my father, but luckily I have been born to a family where very highly spiritual family. Before I was born itself, there was bhajans, because both my parents were highly spiritual. And I won't say the use religious maybe, but a highly spiritual family. And before they came in contact with Swami itself, they used to have their regular sadhana. My father was a great Gayatri Upasaka. So also my mother, such a pious woman that there is no woe or the vratas in the calendar that she has not observed. Everything she made sure that she used to observe. And so I was brought up in this greatly fertile family of spirituality. So when I was born, my father used to daily take me to the temple there in front of me, every day. Morning mother used to take me, evening father used to take me to the temple. My father was a great follower of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa of Dakshineshwar. So he has Ramakrishna, he felt that after Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, there is nobody, no great saint or great spiritual person after Ramakrishna. There is nobody born like that. He was such a great. And that was the time when 1964-63, during that period of time, from India, there is an illustrated weekly of India. There is one magazine is there. So there was in that, first there was an article about Satya Sai Baba. And they had shown the old mandir of and Swami's photograph. And they say the Sai Baba claims himself as a spiritual man. He does magic. He creates a vibhuti. All this kind of this thing. That is the first time father is hearing about Satya Sai Baba. I was too small to understand. I only saw the pictures of that. I liked the picture only to that extent. But that man was describing that it is all magic he does. But father being a spiritual person, he knows that anybody, any yogis can perform these. Anybody, once your Kundalini Shakti rises to Mooladhara to Manipura, you will get all Anima, Garima, all these Ashta Siddhis. You can master it. It is not a great thing. Anybody can do that. So, but Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has, because father has read all his work, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, Siddhas and yogis should not perform these miracles because it will come in their way of self-realization. Because once I started showing all the spiritual powers, naturally I will have a lot of followers, then my aim is more for popularity rather than my self-realization. That is why Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, Siddhas and yogis should not perform miracles. So, Father read this article and said, I am sure this may not be magic, but why is he spending all his spiritual energy in exhibiting it instead of realizing himself? Poor man. That is what Father was thinking. So instead of that, no. So from initial stage, it's a Sai Baba means Father was averse to Sai Baba. It so happened that one fateful day, he has taken me to the temple. In front of the temple, the deity, Lord Vishnu, we were praying there. Our neighbor, he happened to come there. He came with all the excitement and said, do you know, I went to Puttaparthi. I saw Sai Baba. Sai Baba called me for an interview. He went on talking about Sai Baba, which Father did not even like that one word of Sai Baba. Because he was praying in front of God and this man is keep on telling Sai Baba, Sai Baba, Sai Baba, Sai Baba. At the end of it, he knew that Father is least concerned. He kept a book in his hand and said, this book, I bought it for you, you should read it. Now, Father was really in crossroads because he doesn't want to do anything with Sai Baba. And in front of in the God's temple, somebody gives you something, you are not supposed to say no. It is our Bharatiya culture. It is our culture. In front of God, anything you give, whether you like it or not, you are supposed to take it. So Father just took the book without any interest. He brought it home and left it there. That was the end of the story. And Father, he was a lawyer. So morning he used to go off to the court and mother alone should be at home. So she happened to see a new book lying on Father's table and she was curious. So she took that book and started reading. It was so interesting that she completed it before Father could return from the court. She was waiting and said, where did you get this book? This is fantastic. Did you read it? Father said, I am not interested in it. I know what it is. I don't want to read. No, you should read it then. If you are not, it is amazing. But Father said, I don't want to read it. Please don't force me. Mother won't leave. No, you have to read it. So just to satisfy her, ultimately gents always give up. So he took the book just to satisfy her. When mothers say that study, we don't want to study. We'll take some page and keep it in front of us so that at least they'll feel that we are studying. So also Father just to open the book. And it was a discourse from Swami. Swami is giving the discourse. The paragraph is reading. You know what? Hold your breath. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, Siddhas and yogis should not perform miracles. Neither am I a Siddha, nor am I a yogi. I am the very same Rama and Krishna who has come down as Satya Sai Baba, he says. Just imagine what Father would have felt. Literally, the book fell from his hand. He was literally shivering because a thought which was blocking in his mind that no, why he is spending all his energy by just showing these miracles. Swami says, yes, what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says is correct. But I am neither Siddha nor am I a yogi. It is the same very God who has come down on earth. When this was really a shocking revelation for him, he read the entire book and felt that whatever he said in this book is true. I should go and see Sai Baba. So with my eldest brother, in 1964, he undertook a journey which took 3 days for him to read Prashanti Nilayam. And Bhagavan called them for an interview. First thing Swami asked my eldest brother, why did you stop your studies? So he started crying. Swami said, no. What had actually happened was, he was in the final year engineering and he got into a depression. So he was refusing to continue his education and he was sitting at home. See, nobody has told Swami anything. Bhagavan knows everything. Swami said, go and write the examination. Swami will take care of it. Swami blessed him. Swami blessed my father. And my father came back from Puttaparthi. He was a totally changed man. He said, Lord has taken birth on this earth and is walking on the earth. If any human being is there to miss a chance, it is to be the greatest loss of their life. So as long as there is life left in me, I am going to talk about Bhagavan to each and everyone, whether they are going to listen or not. And that is what he did throughout his life. And of course, mother, she became the first devotee. And I was very, very small. And the most naughtiest child you can think of. I was so hyper, I cannot sit quiet even for a moment. Every time I used to trouble my parents for this or that, and very, very hyper child. So I used to go and tell mother, I want this, I want that, something. All the time I used to bother her. This time she said, you want anything? Go sit in front of Swami's photograph. Ask Swami, Swami will give. Swami will definitely give, I asked. She said, yes, Swami will give. What I should do? You should do Om Sri Sai Ram. Okay. How many times you want me to do? I cannot keep on chanting. So she thought of a plan. Maximum she want me to be away from her to have peace of mind. So she thought, chant 108 times. Swami will give whatever you want. What is 108? Next question. Because I was too small, I didn't understand. I was not in, those days there is no nursery and all. These are all new concepts. So now she has to make me understand what is 108. So she thought of a plan. You keep folding your fingers each time when you chant Om Sri Sai Ram. Once you reach here, you open all the fingers. Om Sri Sai Ram. How many over? Once you do this and open all the fingers, Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Ram. How many over? 10. So each time when you do this, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, keep folding one finger on your left hand. So this will be 10, the next will be 20. Are you able to follow this? Like this, 40, 50, then again open 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 8. So this is how she thought. But I understood that 108 means whenever I wanted something, okay, that is simple to do. I used to go and sit in front of Swami. I used to say Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Ram. 10 times I used to do that. So what she told, each time I do 10 times, I had to keep folding one finger here. So what it was simple for me, I used to do Om Sri Sai Ram 10 in this finger. Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Ram, another 10 in this finger. And another 8. How many it is? 28. I thought that this is 108. Then I told Swami, Swami, I wanted this. And Swami used to fulfill that. Whatever I wanted from that day, I used to go and sit in front of Swami 28 times Om Sri Sai Ram, and Swami will make it happen. Not once or twice. Anything I asked, Swami used to make it happen. So whenever he used to go to Puttaparthi, many times a day I will think that, Swami, today you should give me Pada Namaskar. 28 times Om Sri Sai Ram, I used to get Pada Namaskar. Swami, today you should call us for an interview. 28 times Om Sri Sai Ram, Swami used to call for interview. Not on the very same day, not next day or next day, very same day. But because of this, what happened? Now I don't have to ask parents anything. Whatever I want, I can ask Swami. So I became more naughty now. You know, in Prashanti Nilayam and all, you have to sit silently before Swami comes. So I used to play in the sand. Those days it was sand. There was no Sai Kullant hall. I used to play in the sand. I used to throw sand and disturb all the devotees around me. One day, one of the devotees got so angry with me. What a naughty child you are. You can't sit quiet for 1 second. You know, Swami is going to come now. He is going to scold you now, he said. Swami said, what? Swami won't scold me. I said, definitely today you are going to get scoldings from Swami. So I asked him, do you want to see? Swami will call me for an interview, I said. It was so small. He looked at me, for you, you won't get interview. You want to see? I told him. I just dusted my hand, closed my eyes, 28 times Om Sri Sai Ram. And Bhagavan came out of the interview room. He came near me and told, hey, where are your parents? He asked. Swami, he is sitting there. Go for interview, he said. You know, first thing, I got up and looked at this man. His eyeballs are out, his mouth is open. Still I am not happy. Swami is standing in front of me. I stood in front of him like this. And I really walked into the interview room. That day Swami taught me that by doing Namasmarana, anything and everything you can achieve in your life. And till today, whatever I am, it is that Namam which has brought me till here today. So, the greatest success if you want in your life, hold on to His name and name alone. That will confer upon everything on you. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. This is the absolute truth. Bhagavan can do anything for you, and Namasmarana is the only pathway. I pray Bhagavan to bless each and every one of you. Swami, you have chosen all these devotees. Give them the strength. Give them the strength of your name, Lord, so that they will accomplish. Give them a chance to accomplish whatever mission you have come with. Praying Bhagavan to bless each and every one of you. Have a happy, peaceful life always. Jai Sai Ram.
Jai Sai Ram. So dear devotees, you know, you've seen, you've heard, and you've felt, you know, so much today in this wonderful discourse, this wonderful talk which our beloved Sri Vednarayan gave this evening. Profound message that we can take and really transform our lives. You know, I've said this, and sometimes I know Vednarayan, you know, feels uncomfortable when I say certain things because, you know, he never likes to be praised in certain ways. But I have to say this, for those of us who were looking at what was happening in Prashanti Nilayam over the course of the last 10 days or so, we've seen that there was a Mahayagna there, and he was actively involved. And just to fulfill the wishes of the devotees of Trinidad and Tobago, he was asked to come with optimum humility, to come and do this yajna that we are about to embark upon tomorrow. And when that was planned, I think Brother Faiz told me that, you know, the devotees of Ackbar Trace, you know, would love to have Vednarayan come. Would he be able to come to visit this temple? And I said, why not? Because I know his life is Swami's work, nothing more. You know, I call Vednarayan time and again, and each time I call him, brother, I'm in this airport, or I'm heading this place. And this is year round. He's been doing this. He's always flying, going somewhere, inaugurating something. So busy, but with so much humility and love, because it's Bhagwan's work that he's engaged in. And when I said, Vednarayan, would you please be kind enough to come to this temple and address the devotees? He said, certainly, certainly. And that is why we have him here today. After the 10 days, the Dasara finished, the Navaratri as we call it here, he jumped straight in a plane and headed off here. Think about this. How many people you think can do this? No? You're so busy in Prashanti Nilam. He's a teacher, he's a professor, teaches Sanskrit. Of course, this is a little vacation time, but he's engaged in the Vedam chanting in the morning, he's engaged in the Mahayagna, and he took the time to head off, took a plane and come straight to Trinidad. I asked him, I said, did you get enough rest? Because sometimes when he comes away from Prashanti, I said, we should arrange our program so that he can get rest, because I know what he's doing, how actively he's involved in Swami's work. So for most people, we take it for granted sometimes. He's coming from Prashanti, everything is all nice, but he's a human being. He can feel tired, he can feel exhausted, but never says no. What a shining example. So we pray to Swami, all of us collectively we should say, Swami, please bless this son. Please bless this humble devotee with health, with strength, with the strength and enthusiasm to continue working in this divine mission of yours. Thank you, Swami. Quickly, I know we're making good time. So now I have the responsibility of introducing the next speaker for tonight. Next speaker for tonight is our beloved Zone Chairman, Dr. Akshay Kalatia. And again, I'm not giving any scripted introduction. You'll get it tomorrow, starting from, the Yajna. So I will just tell you briefly of what I know of Dr. Kalatia. Dr. Akshay Kalatia, like Vidnayan, I've known him for a few decades and actively involved in Swami's work. From a young man, he's a physician, ENT specialist, very busy person, very, very busy doctor. Every day we talk practically, 5 days a week. And every time I call him, he's just done surgery, 3-4 surgeries a day or whatever. But always he has the time to do Swami's work, to talk about Swami's work, what is happening, what is going on, appraising sometimes with some of the things that is going on in the organization. He also is a person, is hardworking, very dedicated. And I want to say something, Vednayan alluded to Global Council just now. For those who don't know, and I'm not here to speak about Global Council or anything at all tonight, but I want to say this. When the decision came where we had to figure out whether we should forget Prashanti Nilayam, and I don't want to say the wrong thing at all. When we have to think about choose this organization or Prashanti Nilayam, it was not even it was a no-brainer. The first thing Dr. Kalatia said, Prashanti Nilayam is everything. Prashanti Nilayam is where Swami started his mission, where Swami's divine energy is in every single tile, where that ground is hallowed grounds. Who should ever dream or think or have to make a choice whether we should choose anything but Prashanti Nilayam? At the time when he did that, I want to let you know, he was in the National Council. He was a national officer. And among all the officers in the organization at a national level, an international level, he said, no, I have to align myself with Prashanti Nilayam. And that was a very, very courageous decision he took. And he took it. And of course, in this world today, with all the crazy things that are happening, he got a lot of hit for it, but never regretted. And so I have to say with optimum humility, love and respect for him, that is a decision he made and he has stand and he's never regretted from that day. So Akshay Kalatia is a very hardworking person. He's traveled a lot, in Swami's organization. He is in the, he's one of the zone chairmen. He's always in Prashanti, always having meetings, again, working in Swami's mission. And for more about him, you'll hear tomorrow. I know time is far gone. Without further comments, I want to call him and ask him to address you, please. Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Respected elders, dear brothers and sisters, so very, very honored and privileged to be here with all of you. We talk about Sai incidences, we talk about serendipity, we talk about how Bhagwan is watching over us and guiding us. And so I also was on the plane as Brother Vednaran coming to this holy land of Trinidad. And Brother Vijay and the national team had said, you should also say some words because we're so grateful to this Ackbar Trace Center for joining in and supporting Bhagwan's mission. And I wasn't sure what can I speak about? What could I say? And when I'm on a plane, one of the things I like to do is I like to read Bhagwan's words. And this one passage that I was reading from Bhagwan really made me feel very uncomfortable. It made me uneasy. I was sitting on the plane, and while Brother Vednaran was talking, he touched a little bit on that subject. And he gave the answers, and this is a topic that I'll talk about a little bit this weekend, and I'll also speak about a little bit about what's happening with Global Council, all the wonderful collaboration, the unity, working with the Indian organization. Global Council is Prashanti Nilayam. I don't know what kind of misinformation may be going around, but Prashanti Nilayam is Global Council. It consists of the trust, the central trust that was started by Bhagwan, the organization that was started by Bhagwan, that has changed the structure many times. Bhagwan, according to the time and the place and the circumstances, has reshuffled his organization many times to demonstrate to us that what should never change are the core principles. But the structure can change according to needs, times, and place. And so we'll discuss some more of that this weekend. But I wanted to bring this quote. I want to read this quote and just share a little of how it made me feel. So this is from 1968 from Bhagwan. Your mind is too full of the world, and your stomach demands too much of your time and energy. So even landing in Trinidad, that's been plaguing me because Brother Vijay has been taking me out to the double stands. So this struck me because that it resonates with me. This is something that deeply affects me. Yes, my mind is too full of the world, and my stomach does demand too much of my time and energy. Bhagwan goes on to say, desires and wants are multiplying faster than your capacity to satisfy them. And your dreams are far too fanciful, leading you into false victories and absurd adventures. Engrossed in the analysis of the material world, you have lost all sense of spirit, sweetness, and sublimity. We live in this rat race of the world, and how often do we remember Bhagwan? Twice a day? 3 times a day? Part-time devotees, as Brother Vednaran was talking about? Under this new dispensation, truth is yet another word in the dictionary. Compassion is reduced to a meaningless travesty. People lack self-confidence. Even at the slightest provocation, you are rapidly transformed into a wild and vicious beast. Humility, patience, reverence, these are as invalid as a flameless lamp in the far distance. So Bhagwan is describing this Kali Yuga, and we're all enmeshed in this craziness of the world and getting entangled. So then Bhagwan ends this passage with this sentence: the only hope you have in today's dreadful darkness is the name of God. It's the name of God. And this is what Brother spoke about just now and made me realize this is something I need to share. So we all know, Swami has told us that in the Krita Yuga, the predominant method of reaching God, self-realization, was dhyana, meditation. In the Treta Yuga, the method was yajna, and we're going to see some elaborate, wonderful yajnas this weekend. And of course, yajna is the rituals of sacrifice. In the Dwapara Yuga, it was archana, or worship. And in this Kali Yuga, prominence has been given to namas smarana. This is something I think all of us have heard many times. But this next passage Bhagwan said in 2002 was new to me. I'm sorry, this was in Dharma. Before I give you that one, there's one other passage that I think we've all heard before. In the present age, this Kali age, chanting the divine name alone can redeem your lives. There is no other refuge. So in Dharma Vahini, there's a quote that was a little bit unfamiliar to me. Not only in this present age of Kali Yuga, but even in the earlier ages, the earlier yugas, the Krita, the Treta, and the Dwapara, remembrance of the name, namasmarana, was the secret of liberation from bondage. So it's always been the secret of liberation in all the yugas. So what is our problem with namasmarana? What is my problem with namasmarana? Why aren't most of us doing it more often? So Swami says one reason is we take it for granted because it's so simple. It's so simple, we just take it for granted. So Swami narrates this story, one of his Chinna Kathas. I'm sure many of you remember this story of a young boy had marbles, and he was playing with his marbles in his yard. And a merchant came by passing the way, and the merchant immediately recognized this was a rare diamond. And he saw the value of that diamond. And he went up to the child and said, I'll give you 10 rupees for this diamond, for the marble. And the child ignored him and wanted to keep playing. He wanted to play with his marble. So the man became a little bit more insistent, I'll give you 100 rupees. And the child ran inside and cried to his mother, Mother, this man is not letting me play with my marbles. So the mother came out and chided the man and said, please leave us alone. The man came back the next day. He was relentless. He knew the value of this diamond. He knocks on the door, says to the lady, I will give you 10,000 rupees for this marble. And the woman said, okay, to her son, this man is crazy. Go and only play inside the house from now on. Then the man says, I will give you 100,000 rupees for this marble. And the mother said, let's put this marble in the safe. So once they're starting to realize the value of this simple marble, they're taking better and better care of it and treasuring it more and more and securing it. And so Bhagwan says that once we realize the worth of this name, then we will be using it more and more. We want to keep it in the heart of our hearts. What's another reason that Bhagwan says that we ignore namasmarana? Because the effects, they happen automatically. They're not externally visible. You're chanting the name, and sometimes we don't correlate that to what's happening in our lives. It might happen a little bit more slowly. It might happen steadily. Our progress spiritually is occurring over time. We don't recognize it. And Swami gives a beautiful analogy. Swami says, you swallow food without being aware of how it is transformed into energy, intelligence, emotion, and health. Similarly, swallow the food for the spirit, this remembrance of the Lord's name, and watch how it gets transmuted into virtues without you being aware of it. So when we eat, we don't think about the food is being transformed, it's being absorbed by my digestive system, it's being distributed to all the cells, it's being absorbed into the cells, it's nurturing the cells. We don't think of that, we just eat it. So we don't have to think about the power of the Namasmarana, we just have to have faith in it, and we do it, and the transformation occurs automatically. Another example Swami gives, the ocean is vast, but a huge steamship is not needed to go into the ocean. Just a small tire will take one on the ocean. All you need is a small tire to take you to your destination. It doesn't have to be elaborate. A steamship is a very powerful way to go across the ocean. So you could consider the yajna to be a little steamship. We come on board the steamship, and the power of the yajna can really drive us to our destination even faster. But you have to know how to drive the steamship. You have to maintain that steamship with scrupulousness. You have to do it properly, otherwise you can sink in the steamship. So you have to do it properly if you have to have a steamship. So when can we chant? Another story that I loved hearing, I heard this story many, many years ago, and I thought it was really humorous. So this is a story, Hanuman's time. And there was a busy merchant, businessman. He listened to a talk. Sage Narada was giving a talk. And Narada says that your life will be of waste if you don't do any spiritual activity. But the poor man is thinking, I have no free time. I have this business, I have this business, I have this. I don't have any time for spiritual activity. But I want to redeem my life. I don't have. So he goes up to Narada and says, Sir, I don't have time for spiritual activity, but I sincerely want to progress spiritually. And so Sage Narada says, no matter any time you can carve. And he says, I don't have time in the morning, I don't have time in the afternoon. And Sage Narada says, well, do you have time to go to the bathroom? Yes. Chant the name while you're going to the bathroom. So this man, he would go into the bathroom to do his business, and he would chant the name of the Lord. He would chant Ram's name. So he's earnestly chanting the name, very sincerely and earnestly chanting it. At that time, Hanuman was flying over. And Hanuman is attuned to these things. Bhakta, the vibrations are reaching Hanuman. Who could be this sincere devotee chanting the Lord's name? I have to meet him. I have to meet this person. So he zooms in with his Hanuman GPS and finds the house. And he's looking in the kitchen, he doesn't see them. He's looking in the prayer room, he doesn't see him. He's looking in the bedroom, he doesn't see him. Where is this coming from? And he sees the man doing his business on the bathroom, chanting the name of Ram. So Hanuman became enraged. How could you defile the Lord's name? And he slapped the guy and flew back on his way to Ayodhya. So when he returned to Ayodhya and he came up to Sri Ram, he looked at Sri Ram, and Sri Ram had the mark of a slap on his face. And Hanuman again got angry. Lord, who did this to you? Who would dare do this to you? And he said, you did it to me. Anyone, when the devotee takes my name, I take on their whatever bad's going to happen to them. So what is this story showing us? We can chant anywhere. Bhagwan's name is powerful to chant anywhere, anytime. We can't make excuses that we don't have time for Namasmarana. You can always have time for the Lord's name, anytime, anywhere. And it also gives us the value of the power of it drawing someone like Hanuman down, the power of Bhagwan taking on your own bad karma, so to speak. So how do we make this Namasmarana effective? You have to do it wholeheartedly. You can't just turn on the tape recorder and then go about your business, right? For it to be effective, it has to be wholeheartedly. It has to come from the heart. You have to do it with concentration. You have to do it with reverence. And Bhagwan says, if you merely chant with the lips, it will merge into worldly sounds. On the other hand, if you chant the divine name sincerely, with full concentration of your mind, it will spread all over the world. Chanting the divine name with full concentration by the mind is real sadhana. So we have to do it with reverence, with gratitude. We have to do it so our heart swells, not that our mind swells. How do I know it's going to work? Bhagwan answers this in 1958. Experiment this with, and Sri Vednarayan beautifully drew a story illustrating what Bhagwan is saying. Experiment with this for a time, and you will be surprised at the results. You can feel the vast improvement in peace and stability in you and around you. Learn this easy lesson, get immersed in joy, and let others also share that joy. So just do it. Just try it. Don't delay. Do it with the deepest conviction in your heart, and Bhagwan will show you the effectiveness. Well, who will it help? Who is this Namasmarana going to help? Bhagwan in Dharma Vahini again, quote, Tulsidas Goswami once declared, do you require light inside the house as well as outside? Then place the lamp at your doorstep. So too, do you desire to spread Shanti outside yourself as well as inside yourself? Then place the name of the Lord on your tongue, which is the doorstep to your personality. So it's going to affect you inside, and it's going to affect your environment outside. So another passage that I think is relevant to every country in this world today, and this is in 2002. Today, the country is facing a lot of problems because people are not doing Namasmarana. Let each and every street reverberate with His divine glory. Let each and every cell of your body be filled with His divine name. Nothing else can give you the bliss, courage, and strength that you derive from Namasmarana. So in conclusion, we have to have gratitude. Gratitude to Bhagwan for showing us the way, a simple way, for we need not be educated. We need not be scholarly. We need not to be effervescent. We just have to be humble and sincere. And He's shown us through His example the power of Namasmarana. And this is something that we all together can unite and contribute by adding positive vibrations in the world. And this is the theme of Global Council. Brother Vednarayan talked about unity. That's the whole rationale behind this Global Council, is we don't want to be separate. We want unity. So the entire Indian organization, every state in India, internationally, all of the ashram, the central trust, the universities, the media center, Radio Sai, hospitals, the mobile clinic, everybody is united in this Global Council venture. And so we're reaping the benefits of that. And this weekend, hopefully you'll be able to come and I'll share some of the wonderful work that's happening because of our collaboration, working with our brothers and sisters in the Indian organization, working and collaborating with our brothers and sisters from across the world, working in unity. And I think I just want to end with one little short anecdote. It was I think it was 2 Julys ago, when Global Council was first formed, and then after that we had our first physical meeting in Prashanti Nilayam. And we had the zone chairs from the globe around the world, and we had the zone chairs from every state in India, all in the same room, and we had a meeting. And Sri Chakravarti he's the chairman of Global Council, and he was sitting there and he had tears in his eyes. And he shared with us, Swami is so happy. If Swami was here in the physical form, he would be showing us how happy he is, because nothing pleases Swami more than unity. And so with that, I thank all of you for allowing us to come. I thank the national organizers for doing a wonderful job in Trinidad. They're a handful of people, and they're doing such tremendous work. And this weekend, you'll see all the work that they put in for this wonderful yajna that we're all so privileged. And my gratitude goes out, of course, to Bhagwan and all of the Bhagwan and all of you. Jai Sai Ram.
What a wonderful afternoon. Chronicles of teachings have been distilled in just these few hours. It reminds me of the last lecture that I shared with Krish at this temple, quoting from the holy pages of Ramayana, distilling exactly what our brothers have said to us. Kaliyug na yoga na yagya na jnana, ek adhar Ram gunagana. Jai Ram Sri Ram Jai Jai Rama, Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. So that in this age of Kaliyug, just as our Bhagwan has been telling us, no yoga, no yagya, no jnana. Ek adhar, one's only hope lies. Ek adhar, Ram gunagana, in abjuring that name of our Bhagwan. Thank you most kindly for gracing us with your presence. The singer, the wonderful lecture, Ek Sundar Sham, a beautiful evening, a wonderful evening. And thank you for being such a wonderful audience, sitting with such piety and allowing our speakers to give us the blessings of this holy name. May God shower his choicest blessings and grace upon all. And may he bring us the happiness that we all crave in this mad world of ours, in this age of Kaliyug. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samraksha Bhakta Jana Samraksha Palki Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadish Hare Shashivadana Sridhara सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आत्मा बांधवा ओम जय जगदीश माता पिता गुरुदेव Mariyanthayu Nive Swami Mariyanthayu Nive Nad Brahma Jagannatha Nad Brahma Jagannatha Nagendra Shayana Om Jai Jagadish Om Kana Rupa Sai मंगल आरती अंधको मंगल आरती अंधको मंदर गिरधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु peace happiness to all beings everywhere peace happiness to all beings everywhere peace happiness to all beings everywhere om shanti 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 परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूति परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूति परमात्मा इष्टार्थमोक्ष प्रधानं बाबा विभूति इदमस्मयामि Holy and supreme is Baba's vibhuti, pouring forth with endless stream. Auspicious it's its mind, it grants liberation. Baba vibhuti, its powers protect me. Paramam pavitram, Baba vibhuti, paramam vichitram, leela vibhuti, paramama ishtartha moksha pradhanam, Baba vibhuti, leelasayami. Baba vibhuti vidamasayami. Shanti shanti shanti. What?
Om
ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महवे ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यम् ब्रह्मकर्मसमाधिना अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्त पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
Jai Sai Ram. Just want to announce the feeding accommodations. The people on the back can just pass on the side and have your meals. The meals will be served right here, and the seating accommodation is right alongside here. For guests, our special guests from America and India, we will make arrangements right in front here, and you'll have your meals right here. So we'll just have to kind of accommodate ourselves a little bit of inconvenience so that we can have the meal served right here for you guys. So I want to thank each and every one of you for turning out. Some of you got short notices of the event here this evening. And I want to thank all of you. Many of you came to help prepare the meals. All the ladies came to prepare the meals. Some men as well. So I want to thank all of you for contributing. This is a humble village, a village in the Lagoon area. And many of the people here, many of the men folk do not work, but they still found the time to come and serve. So that is in itself a savor as far as we are concerned. So I want to thank all of the people who in one way or the other contributed to the success of this evening. Special thanks to our guests, most special thanks to Sri Vednarayan, and we wish that he will one day come back to Ackbar Trace and grace us with his esteemed presence. May God bless each and every one of you. I wish you all will make sure and take meals, because we have cooked plenty meals. All of you can eat twice if you want. We have sufficient food. May God bless you. Jai Sai Ram.